Good morning. Welcome back to Gigi's Journey. Today is Tuesday, April the 28th, 2026. Whew. If you can tell, I look tired. I've actually already had my shower. And I still look like this, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, my birthday is officially over. I can finally say with confidence that I'm 58. No more birthday celebrations. I am tired, but tired in a good way. Tired in a very, very good way. I cannot emphasize enough how truly blessed I am. But if you're new to this channel, my name is Juju. I'm now 58 years old. I'm a widow. 1 month. Now it's getting closer to 5 months. 1 year, 5 months. And I'm starting over, like in life, because, you do those things, unfortunately. And so the way I'm starting over is I feel like I've grieved or stayed stuck for a year, just stuck. Just stuck. Stuck in a box, like with the lid on, taped shut, stuck. And it's okay. I needed that time. But it's time for reality. Like, come on, pull yourself out of the box, one step at a time, climb out, pull that tape off, rip that tape off if you have to. And so my new motto, starting today, because I said 58 is going to be great. And I've got things I've got to do in this life, y'all. I have got things that I've got to do. And so my birthday's over. Had a great time. I'm tired. I'm worn out. But I still have to stay focused because that's what I have to do. So I may be starting out slow today. It's 9:38 a.m. I did take my shower. I'm semi-dressed. It's going to be a no makeup day for me. I'm going to do what I call piddling, but piddling with a focus. I do have to go meet my daughter for lunch today because we're not going to eat next door. My son-in-law is working from home today, and we don't interfere with their routine when that happens. So I'm going to meet my daughter. We're going to eat somewhere that I don't have to wear makeup, And so that's what I'm going to do. But today is going to be one of those days. This feels kind of like a reset day, where everything's kind of slow. You know what I mean? Slow, and you're like, okay, now what? What am I going to do now? I know what I've got to do because guess what? I woke up this morning with 2 eBay sales. 2. That means my algorithms are picking up, so I've got to stay focused on that. So that's part of my piddling. I'm going to make my list this morning. I have to have a list if I'm going to be successful. So I've got my paper and I've got my pen, and I'm going to write down the things that I want to stay focused on today. And, if I don't achieve all of the things that I write down, if I achieve one, that's better than not achieving anything, right? So I'm going to get those items packaged up and ready to ship. That won't take long at all. Once I have it stored, packaging is no problem, unless it's a hard good, where you have to wrap it really good with bubble wrap and all of those things. But clothing is so simple because I already have them bagged up like this. And so I'll put this in a poly sack, print my label off, go to the post office. And my post office is so sweet. They know me. I mean, because I do still make eBay sales. It's not like my eBay store was completely shut down, stopped. I mean, I still regularly made eBay sales about 4 a week. And then my daughter makes eBay sales, so if I'm going to the post office, I'll take her items along with mine. And so when I go in, they already know it's prepackaged and everything. So even if they're waiting on somebody, they point and say right here, and then they do the whole spiel. Is there anything fragile, liquid, perishable, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, thank you. And they're like, bye. And I'm like, bye. They're just so sweet. And so it doesn't take any time to ship. None. So I'll do that when I consider my lunch break with my daughter today. But then after I do that, I'm focused. Like I'm going to focus this morning. We won't eat lunch until 1. So it's 10. You know, by the time I get started, it'll be 10 o'clock. So let's say 11, 12, 1. I'll work for almost 3 solid hours. Then I'll go eat lunch, and then I'm going to come back and start again. Those are my plans. And I'm going to try to get as much done today. I don't want to do burnout, you know, because I want this to be fun and enjoyable. You know, everybody wants a job to be enjoyable. And if I'm going to focus on this new path in my life, it's going to have to be enjoyable because I'm too old. Too old not to enjoy what I'm doing. But anyway, it's time to get back to normal. I think I've told y'all yesterday that what a wonderful weekend I had with my family. You know, I've had a celebration with my best friend. I celebrated with my family next door. I celebrated with my son out in the country, which I love the country. That's where I'm going to end up living one day. And I celebrated with my aunt, who's like my sister. And I talked to all of my children, the ones that don't live here. So, and then I had so many birthday wishes on Facebook. We used to network, you know, so my Facebook, I have lots of friends on Facebook. But when I literally tell you I get like 700 happy birthdays or more, I'm not exaggerating. But what's so funny is that, you know, I'm not really on Facebook as much as I used to because I haven't had anything to network or promote. And most of my birthday wishes so far, I've known, I would say 90% of them. And that makes me happy because I actually know the people. And so that was exciting. And I do need to get back and engage and tell the people thank you. And I plan on doing that today as well. But I cannot tell you how excited I am. I know it's only 2 little sales. 2 little sales. And I mean, they weren't much because they were things I listed last week. They were not good quality. They were good quality, like in good condition, but they were not from a high-end label. You know, it wasn't some secondhand clothes. If they're in great condition, you can sell something for $50 because brand new it might cost $200. No, I sold something that was only $7, but that's okay because it also included shipping and handling. And what that does, it generates an algorithm. I get the item out of my house, which is a good thing. And I made a profit, a small profit. But $5 is $5, you know. And I'll take it. I'm already going to go to the post office anyway, so it's not going to be it's not going to take anything for me to ship this item. It's not taking time away from my life. I'm already going to be out and about. The post office is right in the center of town. So a win is a win, and I'm going to take it. As small as it is, I'm going to take it. I also sold, I think I told y'all, yesterday I sold an ACEO, and that really makes my heart happy. So I'm just going to keep trugging along, making my list, checking it twice, and we're going to make things happen. 58 is going to be great, right? And I know if you're going through the same journey that I'm going through, trying to reset your life when you're already, what would we call ourselves? I mean, I'm 58. People don't live usually past 90, right? So 70, 89. Like if I live to be 90, I only have 30 more years. And I've already lived 58 of them. That's crazy. I mean, I am well over 50% of my lifespan. And I don't know how that happened. Just kind of snuck up on me. But if I'm going to make this rest of my life matter, I've got to stay busy. And so that's what I'm going to do. So what my plan is for today is I'm going to list items. And, I think I've already shared with you that my goal is 3 items per day to be listed. But if I list 10 items, like if I get 10 items listed, those are going to go into scheduled listings, meaning 3 items today, 3 items for tomorrow, 3 items for the 30th, 20 items for the 31st. Well, there's only 30 days in April. And then on the 1st of May, 3 items. And I'm just going to keep doing my future, planning my future. So when I wake up, I'm not going to be working on today's postings. I'm going to be working on May postings. And I'm going to get the whole month of May filled up with 3 listings a day. And then if I would like, I may just keep May at 3 postings a day and start working on June and maybe work that one up to 5 listings per day. And just keep at it. And once I get into my rhythm, it's not going to be hard to be ahead of the ball game, but I have to stay focused. And that's the main goal of this channel, is to keep myself accountable for my feelings, my not letting myself go down in a slump, showing my progress. I would like to come back one day and see where I began and see where I ended up. Because I know when I started this channel, and even where I am now, I'm at the bottom. Like I'm rock bottom of my life right now. I mean, I know you can probably even hit more rock bottom than what I've hit, but emotionally and everything I just feel like I'm lost. You know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know. I mean, it's like it's almost like somebody rowed me out into the middle of the ocean and just threw me out and said, okay, swim. Let's see how good you can do. Well, I feel like I made it back to shore. That's all I feel like I've done. And now I feel like, so that's progress, right? I didn't drown. But I feel like now I'm standing up, exhausted. I feel like my clothes are just covered in sand, heavy sand, and heavy with water, And now it's time for the sun to start drying me out. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of where I am. I'm on the shore soaking wet. If I don't even know where that analogy came from. It just came just now. And that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm still low, but I'm still alive. And as long as I'm still kicking, I've got to keep trying, right? So my motto for this whole year, and today's really the first day for the rest of my life, right? I guess every day's the first day for the rest of your life. It's not like, I mean, that's just the truth. I mean, it's the truth. Today is the first day for the rest of your life, no matter what season you're in. And so it's my life, and I've got to do whatever I can to try to make it the best that it can be. So, of course, the vision board, I've got to stay focused on that vision board. And so I've got to go to work, That's the only thing about it. That's the only thing about it. So yesterday, I didn't give you an update. I went to my aunt's house, and the story about my aunt is, I don't know if I've told y'all this, but my grandmother had 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls. And this aunt is the youngest. Okay, well, my grandmother got in a car accident when this aunt was like a little girl, like a little tiny girl. And she got in a car accident on my mother's birthday. And when she did, she broke her back or her neck, but she was paralyzed from her, they call it breast down. She could move her arms, but she couldn't move anything else. And my grandfather, he was banged up really bad too. And like they spent months and months in the hospital. And we've got to understand, this was years ago. I was born in 68. So we're talking about probably in the 50s, right? And back in those days, they would basically, they wanted to separate all the children, and they said there's no way they're going to be able to take care of these children. And they were going to separate them and give them all to different family members to raise. And my grandmother said, no, you're not separating my children. My grandfather was banged up pretty bad. I think he was in a body cast for a long time. But he was also an alcoholic and wasn't so nice to my grandmother. And then when she was paralyzed, I think she was more like a burden. And so she divorced him from the wheelchair. She couldn't even move herself from the bed to the wheelchair by herself. Those 6 children had to grow up. They took care of my grandmother. They said my grandmother, but until she got a little bit where she couldn't do it anymore, she would cook from the wheelchair. But I mean, they would have to help. I mean, nothing was adapted to her needs, because when she started over with her 6 kids, they didn't have money. Like my uncle had to do a paper route. He sold boiled peanuts. My Aunt Janice, who was like my mother, who raised me, she was, she cooked. They had to wash clothes. They had to clean house. They had to do every single thing that grown-ups do. Go to school, work after school jobs just to make ends meet. And my grandmother was proud. She didn't want handouts. I think people still helped them, but she was a very proud woman. And they said she ran the household with an iron fist. Like, nobody got away with anything, pretty much. And then my mother, bless her heart, she had me at 19, but my mother was the wildflower, just put it that way. Not wild. I mean, apparently she and my dad were an item, but he went off to Vietnam, and she gave him a gift before he went, and I'm the gift. But when he got back, they had already married her off, and I've only met my dad twice as an adult. I have no relationship with him. He got the easy way out, I guess. But the person they married my mom off to was not a good person either. But anyway, but when I came home from the hospital, let's just put it this way. I was everybody's baby. And my Aunt Debbie, I think she was like 9 years old. And, I was her baby. Everybody else was out working, and she was home taking care of the babies and my grandmother. So she really had to grow up fast. But my Aunt Janice and my Aunt Debbie were the cornerstones. My Aunt Janice was the oldest, and my Aunt Debbie was the youngest. But those were the cornerstones of my family. They have held my whole family together this whole entire time. And so my Aunt Debbie's more like my sister, I guess. And I love her so much. So, so much. And so anytime I can go and spend the day with her, it just means the world to me. And and when I go, she spoils me. Like when I walked into her house yesterday, we decided on Subway sandwiches because she was going to cook a home cooked meal for me. And I said, no, don't do that. Then you'll have to clean up and all that stuff. So she went and got Subway sandwiches, which is really a really good lunch. And so when I get there, it's waiting on the table. She's like, how far away are you? And I'm like, 10 minutes. And she's like, okay. And so during that 10 minutes, she had me strawberry cheesecake, homemade, with a candle in it, sliced. She had my plate, chips, had my glass of, a glass with ice in it, drink, and right time we got there, she's waiting. We sat down, we ate, and then we started playing our marathon. We like to play rummy, and so we played rummy, and, I show up cocky, like it's my birthday, I'm gonna win. But it was even. I think she won more well, we play until 500, and whoever gets 500 first wins that game. And so I think we played 6, and I think she won. I think I won. We may have played 7, but I think I won twice and she won 4 times. She was the winner chicken dinner person yesterday. But we have so much fun. I mean, we play until we're kind of like, okay, we're done. But we still didn't play like that marathon weekend when we went to the beach. Our fingers were sore from shuffling cards. It was so fun. We talked about that yesterday, too. We still can't believe we went for the weekend. We spent 2 nights in a hotel, and we never left the hotel. We set our table up where we could see the ocean with the window, and we marathoned games. We played like 4 different kind of games while we were there. And we DoorDash food. The only place we went the whole entire 2 nights we were there in 3 days, we're down to the lobby to meet our food order. It was the best time. We still talk about how much fun that was. Because usually if we would go to the beach with my aunt, who's like my mom, she was a shopper. I mean, a shopper. She would shop one end of the beach all the way to the other end of the beach and then back again. And when your feet hit the floor in the morning at 7, you better be dressed and ready and in the vehicle at 8 o'clock in the morning, because it's time to go get breakfast and shopping, and then lunch and shopping, and then dinner. And then after dinner, or before dinner, you're going to go do something amusing. You're going to go to a concert, or you're going to do whatever. Your day was packed from the time you woke up to the time you went to bed. And then you started over again the next day. It was just like, when you went on vacation with her, you needed a vacation after the vacation. But we truly vacated in every sense of the word, and it was awesome. And so when we get together, even at her house, it feels like a vacation because we don't do anything. Just eat. She has snacks galore. And you just eat and talk and play cards. And everything else is on the back burner. Nothing else is important. She makes you feel so special. There's nothing else important except me when I go to her house. And that's how I've always felt. But, you know, I always say I'm so spoiled, and she's like, yeah, you are. I was spoiled, though, y'all. My whole entire life, I've been a spoiled person. Because I was everybody's baby, I guess. But not in a bad, spoiled way. I was just loved very good. Very, very good. And so, coming back at you, let's get me where I can get to work. It's 10:01, and I need to get started. So I'm going to list items. I'm going to organize. I need to do my budget for May. It's coming up on Friday. I've got to sit down and set up my budget. I've got to tweak a few things. I don't like to tweak because once you set your budget, you can kind of go off of that every month, especially if you're on a fixed income like I am. But I do need to tweak a few items because, you know, I did the DoorDash thing. So I need to, I kind of think I need to put something in my budget. Either I need, yeah, I definitely need to put something in my budget for DoorDash. So I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm thinking. I need to quit thinking about that right now. So I do, and I need to do my daily routine. And I guess my daily routine is going to be just get up. I need to have a checklist. I might need to make one of those on the computer of things that have to be done every day. Kind of like if you go to work. And until it gets to be second nature. You know, there were just things you had to do every day at work, no matter, I would imagine, every job that you do. There's certain things that no matter what, you have to do. And on top of what things that you're going to have to do that are different for the day. So I do need to make, I need to make note of that in my head. Like a little running, like these things have to be done today, regardless if I'm taking the day off or not. And so basically, I'm going to just keep showing up, and we'll see where this journey takes us. And if you're on the same journey, you've got it. I mean, we can do this together. You do know that, right? We're not too old. And if you're young and you're looking at me like, what is that old woman doing? You've got the world in your hands. If seriously, a young person, it's your life. You have the world in your hands. So don't abuse your life. Think about what you want to do and make it happen. You can do it. And don't waste time. Don't waste time on, especially, okay, if I could give advice, and I've been doing that a lot lately. If I could give advice to anybody young, don't have the mentality like, oh, we're all going to die someday, so we need to enjoy our life while we can. Of course you do. You need to enjoy your life every day. But in order to live a good life, you need to stop spending money that you don't have. That's the main thing. My husband and I never had a credit card, but we didn't have money. We bought one new car my whole entire marriage, and I just got my second new car. He bought one car when he retired, but that was fine. That was a reward for himself. But he worked hard for that car. But don't keep up with the Joneses. You do not have to have designer clothes. You do not have to have the biggest house in the neighborhood. You do not have to have the best car. You just need, the car is going to get you to point A to B. Of course, you want a reliable car. But once you get to the point where you're not living paycheck to paycheck, and I mean, I feel like I'm living paycheck to paycheck right now, but in reality, I'm not. I just have a steady income coming in from my husband's retirement. That's not paycheck to paycheck. I'm on a budget, yes. If I go take the money out, I'm going to be screwed because it's not going to last forever unless I treat it good and let it not go away. It's got to stay and grow, right? But you need to think about your future. One day you're going to be 58 years old and things are going to happen in your life, regardless if it's good or bad. Life is not always a joyride, and you need to take care of yourself. You need to, if you can't afford that vacation by paying cash for it, don't go. I saw on one of these little groups I'm in on Facebook, the girls' room, someone said that they had a credit card and they were trying to get out of debt. They had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. 2 and 4. That's it. But she really wanted to take them to Disney World, and they only owed like $1,200 left on this credit card, and then they were not going to have any more debt except for their house payment. And I think their car payment maybe. And she said, but she really felt that she owed her children a vacation and she wanted to take them to Disney World. Well, 99% of the comments were like, go. Take those children. That meant she was going to put the trip back on the credit card she almost had paid off. You only live one time. That's what the comments said. You need to make the memories. Put that on, go, take those babies to Disney World. Okay, this is where, and I didn't comment. I try not to. I'm the type person I'll start typing and then I delete it. I'm like, what you're going to say is not going to make or break anything. No, they were only 2 years old and 4 years old. They're not going to really remember that Disney World trip. You're doing that for yourself. Like the best thing you can do for your 2 children right now is pay off that credit card, cut it up, take the money that you were spending to pay it off, and put that in an account and save for next year's vacation. And when you go next year, hopefully you'll have money to take a good vacation and then have money to bring home. Like, you don't have to spend it all. You can plan for a vacation, and then every single year after that, you can just keep planning and having, like, pay off your car, and then that car payment can go, and then you can build a place where you can retire in a life that you can give your grandchildren gifts or something. You know, maybe you can, but if you spend every penny you have, and if you're going to go to Disney World and put it on a credit card for your 2 and 4-year-old because you feel like they're missing out in life, as a 2 and 4-year-old, you're missing out. None of my children, we never took anybody on, we really never even went on vacation. We couldn't afford it. My kids went with other people, their families on vacation, people that I knew. And I'd give them money to go, but I've never taken my family to Disney World. The only trips my family got were day trips and a few days at the beach here and there. That's it. Yes, I wish we did more, but we couldn't financially do it. And we were not going to put it on a credit card. I set up our budget whenever my husband and I got married. Every bill had to come out of his paycheck. My paycheck, which I always say was volunteer work with a little punch. That's what we bought. That's how we bought clothes for back to school, extracurricular activities, That's what we did with our money. But we had everything we needed. You know, if a child wanted to go to Disney World with another family, yes, I could come up with $600. But I couldn't come up with 600. I could not come up with enough money to send my family of 7 to Disney World, but I could send one at a time with somebody else. But you only do that with people that you really truly know inside and out. I don't recommend sending your kids off with anybody, especially this day and time. It's gotten bad out there. But no, that's my advice. You pay cash or don't get it. No credit cards. But anyway, let's go see what today is going to bring. And I'm excited. I'll report back. Hopefully I'm going to get some education in today. That's part of my list of trying to figure out how to do vlogs. I do have a camera. I just need to figure out how to, I think it's Canva that I need to use. I just need to figure it out. Pray for me, guys. Pray for me. I need all the prayers I can get. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. But anyway, I'm going to leave y'all with my favorite Bible verse. And hopefully y'all like it as much as I do. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile down on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. And that's from Numbers 6, 24 through 26. I don't know why. It just spoke to me. And it's my favorite. And I hope it becomes your favorite too. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I got one more new subscriber yesterday. That really makes my heart happy. Thank you, whoever you are. And if you're new here and you want to subscribe and go on this journey, we can do it together. Leave me a comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. And thank y'all for watching.